Brett here to talk about the challenge All-Stars episode 5. Sorry I missed last week. I actually ended up having a date on Wednesday night off Bumble. Thought it went well. She ended up ghosting me afterwards. So don't ghost me on the video. Like, comment, subscribe. And also, if you see, I have a different background a little bit. So I'm actually at my mom's apartment. She's in the hospital. I had to take her to the ER a day or two after my date. And then that's why I probably didn't text that girl. And then she unmatched me. I don't know if because the date went bad or because I wasn't messaging her. But I've been taking care of my mom for like a whole week and she's still in the hospital. So say a prayer for her. She wants me to do well. So like, comment, subscribe this video, blow up the challenge. And I appreciate you for that. Let's jump into the actual episode before the challenge. So basically, Cara comes back and is narrating because she won the elimination. She stole a star. She beat Rachel. That was like the dumbest elimination ever, dude. They were just throwing ninja stars at a board. It was like tic-tac-toe. Like even if you hit your own star, you get screwed. Like I hated it. You have two of the most badass females in challenge history ever going head to head, and that's what you give them. Man, that sucks. That sucks. And the fact that we lost Rachel, that sucks. We haven't seen her in a while. So this was a very heavy focused episode on Leroy and Cam and their dynamic as well as Brandon. So I know Leroy, apparently he had postpartum depression from having a kid. I didn't know guys could get that, which is why they popped a little disclaimer down on MTV. And yeah, he's a good dad now, but he's probably going through some shit, I guess, early on. And Laurel and Nicole, they're having like a little wrestle, little cats. They're like little beetles. They're like, they can't get off of each other, dude. They're like roaming around on the ground, like doing whatever this is, you know, scissoring motions and hooking up. And they're exes. Nicole, she's not even into Laurel. She's just having fun, maybe leading Laurel on, which is maybe why Laurel, I think, hates her current day. I don't even know, dude. This thing is crazy. We're watching it. They're showing it to us, whatever. And then so Brandon, unrelated. So Brandon, him and Cara Maria, like she thought they were buddies. They were on the Fresh Meat season together. And he's like, Cara, that was 8 years ago. I've gotten married. I've had 2 children. I broke up with the girl I married. You haven't called me. We haven't talked ever. We're not friends. That hits hard, you know. Life goes on. Cara Maria's doing her thing with Paulie in the horse ranch and her red hair and whatever, Pirates of the Caribbean. And this other dude, Brandon, he's not on TV. He's living his life. And, you know, thinking about that for my own life, I'm like, damn, dude, I graduated from college 10 years ago. And you just kind of drift apart from people. So you think that, you know, once you see each other again, it's like it's all good, fine and dandy. But when you drift apart, you're really not that close anymore. And you know, you got to stab somebody in the back if it means you're going to win the challenge. So screw it. All right, this right here is what I wanted to talk about. Bobblehead bobsled, the challenge, the daily today. Oh, dude, the moment they showed this, I was like instant flashbacks to Duel 2. They said it was a repeat from Duel 2, and I knew it immediately because this is that was the episode that got me hooked on the challenge. I was in high school. I ran on this flipping channel. I come across this thing where these people are wearing these like bobblehead lampshade looking things. And at this point, I was like 16, 17, 18, one of those ages. I had never heard of the challenge. I had never heard of the real world. And all of a sudden I see this weird thing they're doing. They're running up a hill. They're going down these things. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. I'm going to watch this. And then they're eliminating each other. They're voting people in. And then I started watching more episodes. They're like fighting each other. They were doing something on a rope in Duel 2. Literally, the season I got hooked on, the episode I got hooked on to the challenge was the bobsled one in Duel 2. And then and back in Duel 2, they did the haka. I did that for the intro and it was sick. And I was instantly a fan of the show. I started watching. I found out when it came on TV because I don't even know if, damn, did DVRs exist back then? I don't know. But I was watching it and I've been hooked to the challenge ever since. It's been one of my favorite shows. So crazy deja vu that they brought this challenge back for me. I want to throw that in there, which I don't recall right now, but like that might have been my first reality show ever I watched. I know that one, Duel 2, Jersey Shore, and Survivor Samoa, my first Survivor season, were all right around that same time frame whenever I got into watching reality TV and have been addicted to it, you know, for over a decade since then. But this challenge, I liked it. I don't remember how it played out back then, but this time they have like what? They have 4 heats. TJ, he's racing down the track. As soon as he goes down the track, they're running up a hill with their little lampshades on. And then as soon as TJ hits the bottom, I think he unplugs their colored water thing. And the goal is they're all going in unison, I guess, down the track. They're grabbing one of three water bags. And the first team, you got Brad. He was the first he's punching all these bags. No one else behind him is getting any because he's grabbing one, punching one. The rest are flying off the thing. And really hard to strategize with that. I know later in the other heats, we find out that you can break. So obviously, like some people are just straight up breaking under the bags and grabbing all of them, which seems like a good idea. I know the one team, the red team, Carr was talking about you don't want to clog the drain. So the first person up the hill, they're going to just zoom past all the bags, go to the bottom, and just sit there and grab bags. And then the next person's going to go to like the next half of the bottom, and basically the last person's going to grab all the bags at the top. That made a lot of sense. They didn't even win, dude. How did they not win? I don't know. So the whole thing with like the water's leaking, it's time plus water put in the thing. This was very interesting. It was a very strategic type of game, but like you don't really know how it's going to play out. You just got to go for it. So red team ends up being the middle group. I think we had the first group was light blue, the last group was dark blue, and they both ended up being the loser groups. And so the winning group was actually, I think, what was it? Orange number 2. They are the winning group, the safe group. So their strategy was, well, we don't even know what their strategy was. I know Keefla was on that team. We saw him at one point. He just stopped his cart, reached up, grabbed stuff. So they kind of did the same thing red team did. They just did it a little bit better. And I really like the strategizing on this. It was a lot of fun. TJ gets to go down this thing 4 times. Looks like a lot of fun. It reminded me actually, so I've done the luge when I was a kid. I was like 13 years old. I did something like this where you pull the brake or whatever. Mine was cement. It wasn't metal. And whatever happened, I ended up having my arms like brush against the sidewalls. And so when I was out in Colorado, I did this. I scraped all the skin off of both of my forearms. I had giant burn marks and giant scabs from something just like this. Because for whatever, like it was tight, and I ended up brushing against the cement sidewalls. So that sucked. But this looks fun. I would do this again. They didn't have that issue. But yeah, as I was trying to say, so the criteria to win was most liquid per second. So orange team, they were the fastest team and they got the most liquid. So whatever that stupid math equation is that TJ Crumpton said, that's how we got the winner. Orange wins. We got 2 star holders, hand model Steve and Keefla, both in there. Their stars protected. Obviously, Adam, his star is vulnerable. We go to the elimination. Red group. What goes around comes around. So Cara, she got backstabbed by the Cam and Leroy thing. Leroy was trying to be a pacifist, be cool the whole episode, but he was attached to Cam. Cam has no chill. And yeah, he got sent to him basically by Cara. Brandon also got sent in by Cara, and whoever else was in that crew, she has no loyalty at this point. They sent her in. And we got Leroy versus Brandon in Mission Improbable. Improbable? Whatever they said. Basically, what they're doing is they're suspended. So they're suspended in the air like this, holding onto these maze things, and they have ropes coming from their knees and their hands, and they're managing this maze, trying to get these balls, right? Right? This hurts a lot. But they're doing a ball maze thing. And Brandon, he's at 3 of 5. Leroy's got nothing so far. Out of nowhere, Leroy comes from behind. He starts hitting it. Brandon's like, oh, I'm getting tired. I'm getting gassed, which... I mean, that chair gassed me, but anyway, so he's Leroy comes from behind and takes the W. Lives to fight another day, dedicates the win, the game, whatever, to his son Kingston. And Brandon's back off to his 2 daughters and his divorcee wife. And he wants to come back, which is interesting. So TJ and Brandon, the send-off, they seem to have some camaraderie there. I think people like Brandon. Brandon, from what I remember, has been a dog shit competitor from back when he was on the show. I don't think he ever did anything good. I know in Cutthroat, Derek said that Brandon eliminated him. But other than that, Brandon has kind of been an irrelevant character. So, it's good to see him back, I guess, with All-Stars or whatever. But would he come back? I mean, I guess he's in the All-Stars loop now. But why did Brandon not get calls for the main season, the main series? I think it's just because he was boring. He sucked. He wasn't fun. He didn't cause drama. He's a straight shooter. He's a normal guy, but he wasn't fun for the show. And yeah, so whatever. Good for him. He got into that network somehow. And shit, man. Am I gonna get in that network at this point? I don't freaking know. I'm in my early 30s, probably not. But hey, if you see this and you want to cast me, bring it on. I'm down. I'm down to try. I'm down to try. I don't think I'm as good as I was in 2019 when I auditioned at the Spartan race, but hey, fuck it. Let's go. And anyway, so I'm supposed to say more stuff about the show, the challenge. So Leroy, he takes Adam's star. He snatches that bad boy. Leroy and Adam, they were friends. He was cutting his hair earlier, whatever. The star thing is all BS. We don't know when the final is going to happen. The final is going to happen in like 10 weeks. So who has a star, who doesn't have a star? It doesn't freaking matter, man. What you got to do is you got to ride the middle, avoid elimination, and then you go in elimination against a weakling in the last final hour, and you take their star, or you take you beat the weakling, and then you take a good person's star. That's what you do. So, anyways, thanks for watching this rambling. I appreciate it. Check out Survivor and our other content. Dropping that this week also. Boom. Like, comment, subscribe. Say a prayer for my mom. I appreciate you. Deuces.